But I don't know how this is going to work. Just restarted stream. Software crash. Okay, so let me go back to this stream here. I guess now it's live again, but it's... Alright, so we're back. And I apologize for that. The stream crash... Oh, no, that's the live... That's the taped one. It became a taped one? Became a taped one. Oh, this is confusing as heck. Alright. Alright. So let me go back to this stream here. I guess now it's live again, but it's... Alright, so we're back. Okay, so we are back. Okay. Here's my question I'd like to ask. Sure. What causes this thing to do that? I have no idea, I really don't know why it does that. Alright, so... So, okay, where was it? I was talking about Patty. So, it after what Dory did to me, and taking advantage of my situation, and then becoming very abusive to me. I didn't know what I was supposed to feel. That's what I'm trying to get at. Yeah, don't worry, I'll rename the stream when it's done. Really not much more to talk about. I didn't know the other one was 30 minutes long anyway. Is it charging? Is it charging? No. I don't know. Good question. Is it charging? Let's look. Yes, it's charging. Okay. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is that in the case of Patty and me, I really like to be with her. I don't know. It's just the way it is, I guess. So, as far as some of the comments I got on my YouTube channel, the few I have seen, I noticed that some people really have a hard time understanding why my channel is the way it is. And the stuff that I do on my channel. Or the things I feel, which is not uncommon for a lot of people with Asperger's. It's the same deal. We definitely are, hard sometimes to understand by the people who are not used to dealing with the fringe. Some people really have a hard time understanding. So, anyway, to make a long story short, is I'm not sure what to do with Patty right now. I didn't talk to her today. I didn't go to the soup kitchen today. I was just kind of tired. I slept in. I wanted to talk to her, but every time I try to ask her to come upstairs and talk to me in private, she always says, well, because of she has a back injury. She says she really has a hard time getting up the two flights of stairs. So it's like, okay, I understand that. So I try to work with her, but I think that you know, for right now, we'll talk about something else. We got our live streams coming up in a couple days. Yeah, either we have a couple of them. We have 3 of them officially scheduled live streams. Anyway, right now this sound is going out on Discord as well. So if you're listening on Discord, you can hear the live stream through Discord right now. The first live stream is Sundays. On Sunday's live stream, it will be YouTube and Twitch only. Okay, no Discord. Monday night will be Discord only. On Wednesday, it will be YouTube, Twitch, Discord. Maybe I'll throw the phones into, I don't know. I already mentioned that the phones are kind of a bit of an iffy proposition because of the fact that people have been using the phones and it was the way that was getting really kind of glitchy. No. It's... No, she's not. But I think that's what also is causing some issues because several people have said the same thing, that they think she does like me too. And that's causing a bit of a cognitive dissonance for her because, you know, she's a devout Catholic like I am, except I'm a little more moderate. I'm not too hardcore conservative Catholic, and she's more conservative. Is that she's facing her a little darkest demons in her own spirit, which is just, what am I supposed to do? Because they agree that she seems to have feelings, but she doesn't know how to approach those feelings, and I think that's is an issue for everybody. I'm not trying to make her. I just want her to be who she is. I want her to be comfortable with who she is. I don't want to force her to be anything. Okay? And of course, we still got to deal with the issue with Lumi. And that's another issue that is, me and Mother God talked about that last night in prayer, and we kind of came up with the same conclusion. She said, Michelle, yes, Patty does like you. But the problem is that she knows that you can't become a guy because you're not a guy. And unfortunately, she was raised in a very conservative Catholic house, and she's not going to want to go to have a relationship with another lady. So because of that reason, she knows that you're hermaphrodite. She knows technically you could, be a very wonderful provider, but she doesn't want to live in moral sin. I'm like, I understand that. So how do I handle this? She said, well, in short, there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to accept it. It's not going to change. Because biologically you can't change either. And I'm Catholic also, so no, because it wouldn't make any sense anyway. Because I'm still technically married to Michelle. So you see, I'm just as confused by this whole thing too. Because in one sense, I want Michelle and Patty to be happy, but on the other side is I'm not sure how we could ever resolve this. I don't think we can. I suppose if I was the kind of person that had no morals and I was willing to basically say, it doesn't matter, and act like some of these liberal leftist people that say that free sex, free this, free that, don't remind the laws, just fuck them every way you can, and I probably would have been fine, except the fact is that I'm not that kind of a person, and she's not either. And that's what makes it a whole much harder, because we're both are very much believe in living a good life and doing moral decisions that make the most moral sense. And that's what makes it hard. Don't worry, Michelle, there's a good chance that when the time comes when you and me and her all end up on the other side, we'll straighten this out. Well, polygamy may be fine in the Bible, but under U.S. law it's not, so. So anyway, the point is I have to figure out how to straighten out that issue. We'll find that and do some, go on a quest and find the answers I need. But for now, I have to find something to do with my time, because, it's just like the sound by the Eagle says, don't let the sound of your own wheels drive you crazy. One of the things for people with Asperger's is we're thinkers. And if we don't keep ourselves busy, we get into this rotten funk state where you can sink yourself into a corner, literally. And I don't want to go there. I just want to try to keep doing the things I'm good at, like the videos and things like that. Mr. Left, Church of Catholic. Besides, don't forget when polygamy was created, or was part of the system, it was under the Mosaic Law. And that was because for many women, childbearing was a death sentence back then. Okay? And if you look at some of the teachings of St. Paul, who was originally known as Saul, okay? Originally he was a Pharisee, okay? He converted to following Christ after he got struck blind by God, and then when he went to find Jesus was able to restore his sight. And that was because Almighty Yahweh realized that Paul would be very important as one of the apostles in preaching the message, because he was also originally a Pharisee. So he had the advantage that he understood the Mosaic Law. He understood, of course, what Jesus was trying to teach. So that means that he could be the one that could actually help to act as the emissary to bring the message to the Pharisees and the Sadducees. And that's really an important thing to come out. Well, some people are rebels. I'm not one of those rebels. And she's certainly not either. I just know Catholics have all kinds of extra, some of them are tradition, and some of them were passed on to us through the teachings of Jesus himself. Only the left have free sex there. Republicans never do anything like that. Michelle is too biased. Well, yeah. No, you're not muting. It's I don't know why that's doing that. Well, in the Old Testament, Yahweh did have a problem with controlling his temper. That's the reason why he created a child free of original sin to show, to speak to the people and to help understand his people a bit better. Some would say, if you go by the Trinitarian faith system, that Jesus is God incarnate. Okay? And that's kind of a challenge because if you remember the baptism in the Jordan by John the Baptizer, you realize that how can Jesus be God when the Holy Spirit was God, which is the white dove? The voice was like thunder from the heavens, which is the Almighty Father said, "Behold, this is my Son, for whom I am well pleased." Now, why would if he was God, you would think that would be coming out of Jesus' lips, but they wasn't. In that case, it's one of the few places in the New Testament where the three are all present at the same time. So, do I believe, you type me or out on the wire? If you talk to me, do I believe the Mother Mary was a virgin? Yes. She was a virgin at the time of Jesus' birth. Was she a virgin afterwards with Joseph because he had brothers later on? It's possible, but there's no proof of it that, she later had given birth to several other children too. It's just like an abusive father forcing kids to be. If you listen to the New Testament, Jesus does not beg for children to ask for forgiveness. Okay? Children do not beg for forgiveness. Jesus taught that forgiveness, if you believe in Jesus, is given freely. And so will eternal life. And I do understand that there's a lot of churches that teach a lot of different things in that doctrine, and some of the things that they teach, I have to admit, are a bit of a challenge to understand. But my faith system, which is, it's my own, I don't have a name for it, it's just me, is that the Divine Mother and Divine Father God, decided that they needed to tone it down a bit. Now remember, back in the Old Testament, especially in the first 5 books of the Pentateuch, we had to deal with the Mosaic Law. The Mosaic Law was created by Almighty Yahweh as rules of life for which the Jewish people had to live by. If you look at some of the different Jewish groups, some of them are even more so than others, are tied to the Mosaic Law, which is fine. But remember what Jesus, and this is something that Christians can remember, I did not come to abolish the law, or one letter of the law, or a piece of the letter of the law, but to fulfill the law. And that was Jesus in the book of Isaiah was told that he was to come as the promised one, as the child of the kingdom of the house of David. And that's why he's important to remember that. So Jesus has a very special role, and he knew about it because he knew the Old Testament and he knew the books of the prophets of Isaiah, Ezekiel, Daniel, and so he was just doing his best as a young man to live up to a very, very lofty job. Which, if I was Jesus, I think I would probably throw my hands up in the air and said, I quit. Yes. Yes, I believe that's exactly right. And that would make sense. It says, you speak the truth, Mr. Laugh. Mr. Laugh said, Jesus does not fix it. It's like an abusive father forcing, his kids to beg for forgiveness. Or a tyrant of a country. Or, right, exactly, we got plenty of examples of that, don't we? Did Michelle take an oath with Lumi? If so, she would want to break it and have a relationship with someone else. I have an oath, and that was associated with Member Asna. Just as Michelle has an oath that says that she's a Snow Queen for life and beyond life. Right, we both have two different oaths. One is the marriage oath, and the other one is the Memorable Coronation of the North American Snow Queen. And both are forever bound. They're not going to be erased. Let's see. If there was a God, the world wouldn't be such a horrible place. That's why the world is in a horrible place. It's because there is a God. Okay? But he gave you free will. That's the problem. Ask St. Francis of Assisi to explain this one. St. Francis of Assisi, through his book Summa Theologica, so did St. Augustine of Hippo, and his City of God documents, tried to discuss a subsection of it called the free discourse of free will. Is if God knows all, does all, is all omnipresent, then he knows everything that you're going to do. Yet, he gives you free will. Do you really have a free will? Because he already knows your will. And you're either going to follow him or you're going to walk away from him. And that's where it gets hard for some people to understand. But it is said that we all have a free will because we can choose to follow or not to follow. Well, if you listen to Sylvia Brown and her Church of Nova Scopus, she talks about on the Sylvia Brown's Inner Circle channel that when we're home on the other side, we have free will, but on Earth we don't because we have a script. It's called a life chart. Now, yeah, we have some flexibility with the script, but the script still says how it's going to go for you in the end. Okay? And that's the part people say, so are we saying we're robots? No, it says that we have free will when we're home on the other side. What do you think? Me? I think we have free will within a certain range. Because we do have a life chart. Let's see. Michelle's breaks. Oh, hurts. What? Jesus is a dictator. I don't think so. Ginger Marie says, what to think of the Catholic Church and all of the abuse allegations that have come out over the years? Wow. I definitely know that there's a lot of bad people in the Catholic Church. It's an organization that is corruptible. That is true. That's not going to change. But it doesn't mean that the tenets of which the Catholic Church is based upon are no less valid. It's just that the people that work in the church are clearly not assigning themselves. And I say assign because that's exactly what it is. Pope Francis now wants priests in some districts to be able to get married because they want to make it more inviting that may have already been married because they left the church or want to become priests to fill for the vacancies in many parishes, especially in South America. I don't have a problem with that. And that's something that priests should be able to do if that's what they truly believe is the best solution for them. If they want to be a priest, if they want to be a part of the church, and they still want to be married to the wife or even husband, maybe they'll be a female priest someday. It's okay, but the main thing is that the teachings of the church, the magisterium, must always be held in secret trust. It is there for a reason. Damn straight. Damn straight. And Louie's not even Catholic, she's Lutheran. That's true. It's the point is that the church itself is not necessarily as far as a group. The members of the church may not be incorruptible and certainly are not infallible. The teachings of the Catholic Church, the tenets of the Catholic Church are. It's just that sometimes some people tend to think, well, this doesn't apply to me because I can do X, Y, Z. Well, excuse me, yes, it does apply to you. Unless the Holy See and the Bishop Cardinals is going to want to change the things and have a conclave and have a meeting such as a council to change the teachings of the church. So we know that that's not always easy. And remember, we had the Vatican II Council. What happened to the Vatican II Council? That's when the devil really got his meat hooks in every single part of the Catholic Church. And Pope Francis realized that one of the things is that the Vatican II Council is what gave him the kind of laissez-faire to do what he does. But Pope Benedict, no, he actually still exists as Pope, by the way. It's just that he's not working as a Pope because of his age and his health. He actually retired, just like Ruth Bader Ginsburg should retire from the Supreme Court, or like Mr. Kennedy's retiring from the Supreme Court. He just retired. Pope Benedict XVI is still, or is it the 17th? I think it's the 16th, but I could be wrong. It could be wrong. The list prior to Pope Francis. The church has, got to get itself out of its too much of looseness that they've been suffering from. Before he retired, Pope Benedict changed the structure of the Mass to bring it close to the original Tridentine Mass, the Latin Mass, which is fine, because until recently we were using the 1973 Novus Ordo, which everybody knew, including me, and all we had to do is do more rigid, strict translation of the Latin Rite. And that's hard for some people to understand why that's important. But the congregation of which I'm part of, and which Patty is also, is a very conservative Catholic group. They're not going to sit there and be comfortable if two of their celebrants come into the church holding hands and asking in a couple of years to ask for a marriage license. That ain't going to happen. No, definitely not. And so I think that's the reason why it's creating quite a bit of a dilemma for both of us right now. All right, so let's see here. He would. It is, well, I don't know the full story of why he retired. I just know he did retire. But they agreed to Michelle can be very smart. Then she talks about twin souls and spirit and special powers, and Sylvia Brown. She could not have such a rich and original delusions if she was unintelligent. She's smart in areas, she has delusions in others. No. It's based on lies and deception. Like all religions, a Catholic priest can never be married. He takes about a chastity for life. That's true. That's where it gets a little hard. But what about the men that were never priests that didn't take those vows? See, that's why Pope Francis is having issues. Unmute. Some people have a problem with common sense. James Michelle has the issue. I don't think Michelle has a problem with common sense. I don't think that at all. I don't think so either, but Michelle she's a thinker. She does things with her head. She does things with her mind. So when she comes up with an idea, she wants to make it happen. She starts to research it and plan it and design it. But sometimes she'll also just invariably scrap it before it even comes to fruition. Based on, later analyzing the situation. That's why Michelle never put solar panels in her windows of her apartment, because she realized that the apartment would use too much power to make the solar panels practical. Great. Got out on the wire a macro? Come on. You must have a macro for unmute and mute. Why don't you just drop the macro and just talk to us? Because we know you're listening. Yes, we are. We are aware you are listening. Alright, so I don't know if the internet's going to go out on me again, but so that's what I wanted to talk to you about today, and I really kind of wish I knew how to explain that to some people. Some people have a hard time understanding it. Michelle has been talking about a solar minimum for years, yet the world is trembling. I don't think so. You have some problems with comments. You have some problems with common sense. It depends on the subject. It's Asperger's. You just have a hard time understanding things from many people considered obvious. Okay, well, I'll go there. Common sense is just that my brain doesn't work the same as everybody else's does. I'll accept that. You have what? You don't think so? What? You always explain better than I do. Well, it's probably because he's not constantly typing the word mute and unmute repeatedly. He just types what he's got to say. Makes sense? I'm surprised that the people on Discord haven't actually spoken up. Because we're on Discord too right now. We're on Discord the whole time. Yeah. Now, out on the wire, she wants to know why you're doing this phony baloney with this meat shit. So, global warming, I don't think is one of my favorite videos of yours. LOL. Ha 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 ha. It must be why. He is on a silent strike. Yeah, but he's not being very silent. If he truly was on a silent strike, he wouldn't even bother to try responding to any comment. Or not even speak up. And he's been speaking up. So he's not really on a silent strike. It makes no sense. don't worry. If you really want to be on a silent strike, don't even type a damn thing. Then you'll be on your silent strike. Otherwise, just come out of the closet and admit the truth that you're not really being silenced because you're typing in everybody, including me. I am. Yeah, but you're still typing at people anyway, so that's not a silent strike. Why don't you fucking admit it? We just like typing mute, not mute. You probably got set up as macros F1 and F2. That's all you're doing. You're just adding 2 additional words. Chill alone. No, I'm not going to chill. This is ridiculous. Why don't you act like an adult and just be honest? If you really want to be on silence, then stop typing. Okay? Don't act like a 5-year-old. I know better. I'll have to agree with her on that one. You're right. It is a whole waste of energy. Because if he truly so well it was on a silent strike, he wouldn't even bother even type at all. He would just sit there and just watch this if he even chooses to. Instead, he's trying to act like he's on a silent strike when he can hear everything I've got to say. So I agree. It is a waste of energy. It's a waste of time, and it's just not practical for an adult to type it that way. No, he wants to talk to me, that's fine, but he doesn't have to do this bullshit. Do you understand what I'm saying now? I say that bullshit. It makes no sense. I can read his comments just as much as everybody else can. All right, now, enough of that. So why don't I go ahead and get ready to wrap this up because it's 6:06. Originally it was supposed to be an hour-long chat. I wasn't even going to be that long, but, got it a little longer. It's still playing on Discord right now, guys, by the way. Well, I don't think Michelle's trying to be no freaking dictator. She just doesn't understand your phony baloney, that's what. I'm not a dictator. Okay? I'm not ordering people to do anything. I'm just pointing out, as a lot of people with Asperger's tend to see, is the kind of tomfoolery that I'm seeing going on here with this behavior, and I think it's just a colossal waste of time. It's like, if you really truly didn't want to hear a goddamn word I said, then why are you even watching the video? See what I'm saying? He's not actually saying, he's saying he's on a silent streak. Okay? Yet, he's talking to you guys and me. Okay? If he truly wasn't having a silent strike, he would just walk away from the keyboard. Period. Okay? So it's just baloney. And it's also very infantile. I have never seen any adult do that. Am I right in that? I think you would probably agree with me on this. Even you said it sounds like a waste of energy. Like this is, I'm raging about it because of the stupidity of it, not because of what it's about. Okay, that's a very different situation. You really want to put you on a silent state? Okay, I can do that. Now, for 5 minutes, you will keep your mouth shut. You wanted a silent strike? I just put you on a silent strike for 5 minutes. And I'm not going to keep saying mute and unmute when I talk to you either. Because you will stay silent for 5 minutes. Because I just think it's a colossal waste of resources to do that. When we're all supposed to be a group of adults here. He wants to be on a silent strike. Well, no, I put him on an opposed one for 5 minutes. I wouldn't be scared, James Reed. Because, I mean, it's just that now he can actually live by his original promise of a silent strike. Because he's going to have 5 minutes of silence. And when he comes back and he can talk all he wants, I can really put him on a silent strike. And that was just a timeout. Because I don't want to throw him off the system. I just basically want him to understand that that's a real silent strike. It's when you actually don't talk to anybody. The point is that it's what he's doing is just, I'll be honest when I say it's so infantile, it's not even funny. Okay? It's infantile and it's a waste of my time. Now, I want to have serious dialogue with people, but right now I pretty much am talked out. I don't really have much words to talk about right now. But I'm hoping to build this thing maybe next year. I don't know. It depends if I can get the parts. These transformers are very heavy. I'm not going to lie. They are very heavy in the 5 kVA range. They are not something you have put on a UPS truck and bring into a person's house. They have to be delivered with a forklift. Actually, the small one, probably 2 strong guys can carry up the stairs. Right. And then we have to still install a consumer unit and proper fusing and outlets and everything else. So that's going to take a while. How are you doing, Forever Consciousness? Krista's downstairs. She said to let you guys know that she's going to be doing the Wednesdays, not the other days, because she wants to spend time with her grandkids, her kids and her husband. So she said she'll do Wednesdays, but not every Wednesday, because she'll be spending time with the family too. Because the live streams take a lot of energy out of Krista. So she said she might be here next Wednesday. Okay. Right now she's with her relatives. No, it doesn't necessarily have to be over, but like I said, the internet has a notorious habit of dying on me when I least expect it to. Yeah, this phone here is at 59%. Oh, I can fix that. There we go. Oh, okay. It's an electrical diagram of some kind. I am too low IQ to explain it. Well, it's also kind of hard to see it but you're right. It's an electrical diagram of some sort. Let me bring it a little closer to the screen so you guys can see it better. On the left side, you see a transformer diagram of a typical American. And yes, the same is true also with the EU setup, where your high voltage 25 kilovolt pole transformer. In the EU, you normally have the one leg, a center tap, which is connected to Earth, and the neutral that's all connected to one. And then the 120 would be actually 240, and that would go to the individual houses on the street. Sometimes the other 240 leg would go to other houses on the street. But most electrical consumer units are only going to have the one of the two split phases going into the homes instead of having both. In America, we have both legs. In this case, would be 120 instead of 240. So to convert this American stove or cooker outlet into a proper European electrical standard, we need what they call an isolation transformer. There are several commercial grade 5 kVA units that are actually used in shopping malls that have electrical primaries of 480, 240 that could be jumpered together to work on 240, and then the output would be the 240 with the as the hot line, and the neutral would be the other leg, which would be connected to the chassis of the machine to provide the proper earthing. So it's actually how it's done. It looks like, because it is sort of. Let's see. That sit here. What? Okay. It says I dropped in and out a few times. It's an electrical figure of some kind. I am too low to explain it. Michelle, have you met Krista's kids? No, I have not. I have not met her children yet. I'm sure she'll them come up sometime soon. Did Krista go see? Who is that? Who's that? Antiman. Did I spell it right? Antiman? I don't even know who that is. Because of all the calls, the crank calls, constant, drama on this channel, and then she's not used to that. She's used to a fairly quiet existence, and this channel can be very high energy because of the way things go around here. Forever, Michelle, are you talking about electric outlets? Why? Yeah, I'm talking about electrical outlets because I already explained at the beginning of the live stream that one of the things is that European outlets, such as EU or the British outlets, I can get cheaper stuff from overseas that runs in 240 than I can get in America. So, and there's more selection of choices and fixtures and current capacity and everything else. So. Michelle, make a diagram explaining the live streams how to fix energy at Krista. Well, actually, we'll let her explain it to you on Wednesday when she's on. Because she said she'll try to be on Wednesday and you can ask her those questions. Let's see. I already saw that. I don't need to read that. Oh. Does anybody have any questions they'd like? Krista's not here right now to answer the questions that you asked about Krista, so you'll have to just, I'm sure she'll probably see them and respond to them online. Why don't you go ahead and resend the stream out to her, because everybody didn't understand when your stream got dropped off the face of a cliff. Oh, yeah. Oh, we forgot about that. Yeah, our stream kind of got dropped off the face of a cliff. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and share this link. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. And send it directly to Krista so she could actually respond to your questions, because I'm not going to answer her questions because I think it'd be better if she did that. So, well, anyway, so why don't we go through the weather forecast for tomorrow, because you're already here anyway. Tomorrow's weather forecast? Yeah. Currently, right now, I know it's cooler. I know that right now. It is 27 degrees Celsius. It feels like 27 degrees Celsius. Humidity is at 46%. Dew point is at 13 degrees Celsius. Pressure is at 1020 millibar. UV intensity is low of 1. Visibility east at 13 kilometers. Going for the next few days in a row, such as Saturday, July 21st. It'll be high at 26, low at 17, partly cloudy. Sunday, July 22nd, a high at 27, and a little rain. So it's going to be about the same temperature for the live stream for Sunday. Monday will be cooler for the live stream for Discord at 7 p.m. Monday will be high at 23 and a low of 21 with a chance of thunderstorms of 90%. So, let's look real quick here at the extended forecast. I don't see any extreme heat, and I don't see any significant drop in the cold. Cold temperatures will be about 26 degrees Celsius as a high, with lows on around 17 degrees Celsius as a low. So it's not going to really be too bad for the next few days. In other words, I don't have to necessarily run the air conditioner all day long. Well, that's good. Semi-electric bill. It's going to be very high this year. When you are planning on making the hair, I didn't have to make a hair apology. I already told you that. Krista told you that too in the live stream. She says she doesn't need to make a hair apology because she already made a private hair apology to me off camera. Okay. When okay, apology video here. Okay. If I disappear, it means that Michelle has. Okay, so. Oh, okay. Thank you, Michelle. Okay. Thank you for what? I think I was talking about the weather or something like that. Alright, so it's funny as I was on Discord the whole time and no one actually joined me on the Discord. Ginger Marie was on with me earlier, and when I started the live stream, she came over to the live stream on YouTube, and she could have stayed on Discord. We still could have talked on Discord, but that's okay. You can be on both at the same time if you have the resources. Not everybody does, but for the time being, I think I'm going to get ready to wrap it up. So let me look at you, camera here, and let you know what's going on. And okay, that works. So anyway, for now, I want to thank you guys for watching this. Please don't forget, as I said, on Sunday night, me, Twitch, and YouTube, and starting at 7 p.m. On Monday night, it will be Discord only, and then on Wednesday, it will most likely be Discord, Twitch, YouTube, and possibly the phones. But I'm kind of not sure about the phones. But that's because, as far as Krista will be with us on Wednesday, I don't know yet. She told me she might be on for 4 Wednesdays, and so I don't know if next Wednesday will be one of her Wednesdays or not. But for the time being, anybody have any comments, suggestions, kudos, grades, whatever, I think Discord would be the best place to type them because of the fact that the YouTube page is not sending me comment notifications. So if you see these video links on you want to reach me for sure, make sure I get your message. Talk to me on the Discord channel. If obviously you're watching this and you're not on Discord already, yes, you can talk to me on YouTube too. I will try to see. If I see your comments, I will reply to them. But if I don't, I can't do much about it. But for now, I want to thank you guys later. I'll see you guys on Sunday. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody.